choice of cinnamon, black, or white. We are now only able to offer you cinnamon in the 6 or the 4 quart. The 4 quart itself is extremely limited. We have less than 150 of those to go around. If you do not need a giant pressure cooker, the smaller one does everything the big one does, but it doesn't take up as much space. So again, 4 easy payments depending on the size that you choose, starting at just $17.49 for the only day this month. And again, a terrific addition to anybody's kitchen, because the thing about pressure cooking is you're cooking with steam, you're cooking faster, and you're getting a ton more flavor in your food.
And look at the tenderness, Carolyn. I mean, that's to me. So we always talk about fast, 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 and everybody thinks, oh, a pressure cooker is for fast cooking. But let me tell you, to me, a pressure cooker is all about flavor. It's about really concentrating and infusing those flavors into the foods that you're cooking in here. And then you know what? There's a huge bonus in that everything cooks in a third of the time it would normally take on the stovetop. So here, I think this is probably, if you're new to pressure cooking, this is what you want to make first. This is a pot roast. This is a classic pot roast, and it's actually, you know, in that.
Well, I'm going to show you that I don't have the right page opened up, but I just want to get on my little soapbox here and say, if you have never tried a pressure cooker and you're not sure where to start, get Meredith's cookbook. It's called Comfortable Under Pressure. We don't have a lot of these left to go around. It's got 150 recipes, over 100 tips about pressure cooking, and very easy format to follow along with. 100 photos, easy instructions, just like Meredith is. It's Meredith in a book. So you can ask your operator about that. It's $22. So can I just run down the table real quick, and I just want to, you can stay there if you want, but here are all 3 sizes.
Right, 8, 6, 4.
and 4, just to get a visual on them. If you want, again, we'll show you the others. If you want the 8, it's also available in white. And then again, your 6 and your 4. And then if you want the 8, it's also available in black. And then your 6 and your 4. The 6 and the 4, again, are only available in the cinnamon. Okay, and here's the easy pay breakdown on each one. There's something for everyone here. Each one on 4 easy payments for the only day this month. The 4 quart is payments of $17.49, still less than a $20 bill for the 6 quart, and under $25 a payment for the 8 quart.
Now, this is a recipe that I often show here on QVC, and this is a recipe from the cookbook. It's one of David Venable's favorite, and I think it's going to be called lunch for me today.
Oh, it looks delicious.
This is a rigatoni with artichokes, sun-dried tomatoes, Italian sausage, and peppers. And let me tell you, this one, you cook the pasta from dry. It goes against all of your common sense to put dried pasta in here, but you put your pasta in here along with the sausage, the sun-dried tomatoes, the artichokes, and in 7 minutes, you can have that pasta. And to me, that is a huge accomplishment. That is great to be able to do that.
7 minutes.
After a long day at work, come home, put everything in here, and 7 minutes later, you get to have this pasta for dinner, which is honestly one of my all-time favorite recipes.
So pasta from dry. Can I put frozen food in here?
Well, the rule for frozen fruit is if it's less than an inch. If it's an inch or less thick.
So like a chicken breast?
Right. Chicken breast, sausages, pork chops, those things.
Not a frozen roast.
No, because it's going to overcook the outside before the inside gets thawed and cooked.
But when you forgot to get something out of the freezer, if you've got something like chicken breast or something that's an inch or less in thickness, pop it in here and it comes out absolutely perfectly, and you haven't had to thaw it out first. You can really load it up too, and again, flavor infusion is the key because of the steam that's running through that.
Look at this.
Now, she's doing a chicken, and let me tell you, the chicken, when you do a chicken and vegetables in your pressure cooker, makes more than one meal, because it also makes soup.
Without a doubt. And this is, you know, look here, it's falling apart as I'm pulling it out. There's a leg there. I pulled out the breast already. This is a whole chicken in here with a jar of marinara. There's no recipe. A jar of marinara sauce, a cup of stock, and then all the vegetables that you might want to put in, that you have in your kitchen. That's the 4 quart. That it's coming out of. So think about capacity. You got a whole 4-pound chicken in there, no problem.
Let me show you this 4 quart if we can, because there are less than how many? There's 4 dozen, less than 4 dozen in the 4 quart, and then it will be gone. We have cinnamon only, and this is the size that she just pulled that chicken out of. So it's not dinky.
No,
but sometimes you don't need a giant one.
And let me tell you, the other thing I like a 4 quart for is, you know, if you have a big family and you're making a big stew in your great big 8 quart, but you want a pot of rice, well, what are you going to slow it down and cook the rice on the stove? You know, you're cooking fast. So a 4 quart's really good for things like that, to have your vegetables or your rice side dishes. And of course, summertime favorite, ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody loves ribs, and look how tender they are. I just
Man.
broke that open.
Oh, boy.
And look, on a plate of mashed potatoes, does it get much better than that?
Now, Meredith, we're looking at the control panel as you're taking those ribs out. Maybe we can show how that operates, because it's very simple,
Well,
isn't
and
it?
that's the thing, right? This is not your grandmother's pressure cooker that you had to have on the stovetop that had a jiggle valve that made all that noise. Here it's so simple. We've got some preset buttons for you if you're new to pressure cooking and you want to just cook rice or risotto. Bang. Soup or stew, meat, chicken. You've got potatoes, yams, grains, and beans here. You also have a brown button. So if you want to brown things beforehand, you press that brown button. And then, of course, when you want to enter your pressure cook time, just enter the time. You just press the pressure cook time button, and you don't even need to press start. It will start automatically. It won't start counting down until the pressure has been reached. So you got to give it moments to get everything hot, and then the pressure builds, and then it'll start counting down. When you see numbers, you know it's working.
The 4-quart is now sold out. There's also a keep warm choice on here, so if everybody's not coming home at the same time for dinner, you can keep it warm in there without it overcooking. You can also delay the start time. It's really a smart pressure cooker.
Do you know those ribs, if you want them falling apart like that, are 45 minutes in a pressure cooker.
It's fast.
We just put a bottle of barbecue sauce and a cup of liquid. You always need 1 cup of liquid, and barbecue sauce does not count.
Yeah.
So you put a cup of liquid of stock in there, you put the barbecue sauce in, and the same thing here, barbecue sauce with the chicken. This is a recipe from the cookbook, but you can make this so easily. And these are for little tiny pulled chicken sliders.
Oh, yum.
And then, if in the summertime with the ribs, to get back to the ribs, because I'm really loving the ribs. Anyway, you can put those into the pressure cooker and then just throw them on the grill at the last minute. You can even use today's special value, pop them right on there to get a little bit of color marking on them, and you're good to go. Look at these little pulled chicken sliders.
So 4-quart is gone. We have 6 or 8. In the 6-quart, we have only cinnamon remaining. We also have, and only 200 left in the 6-quart, by the way. The 8-quart, we have your choice of black, white, or cinnamon. And again, all of them on 4 easy payments. So it's 4 payments of $19.99 for the 6-quart and $24.99 for the 8-quart for the only day this month. And again, there's Meredith's cookbook. For an extra $22, you've got 150 recipes. And especially if you have always wanted to try a pressure cooker and you're not sure where to start, these are easy, delicious recipes.
This is one of them, actually.
To get you familiar with it and find out how easy and fun it is to use. And there's 100 plus tips in there as well.
Over 100 tips, 120 recipes, so no problem. That's the corn chowder. And that is like a summertime thing when the corn becomes really, really beautiful and sweet. You can make a corn chowder. This is not wintertime cooking, let me tell you. Even though it looks like it, the outside of the pot is warm, but you can hold it. The difference is when you cook on the stovetop, all the heat goes into the room, right? Here it's contained, so it's keeping your house cooler. Plus, it's on for a third of the amount of time when you have a pressure cooker. So you're really being more efficient in your house and keeping it cool all those summer months.
Yummy. Oh boy, I just found your sweet potatoes and apple mash. Oh my gosh, look at this risotto in here.
Well,
Delicious
risotto is
ideas.
7 minutes. You get risotto on the table.
Country ribs with sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Sold. How about Asian meatballs? That looks delicious. Beef bourguignon. So these are all the recipes, 120 of them in the book. Let's say hi to Diane in Ohio. Hi, Diane.
Hi, how are you?
We're very well. Thank you for calling. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Now, are you picking up a pressure cooker or do you already have one?
I have an 8-quart and a 4-quart, and I'm picking up a 6-quart today for my daughter.
Fantastic.
Wow. So are you the kind of cook who does like a main meal in the 8-quart and then you do your side dishes in the 4?
Well, I'm giving the the smaller ones to my daughter, and I used the big one. I just got it probably a month or so ago.
Okay,
Nice.
excellent. Why do you like pressure cooking, Diane? Tell the folks who aren't familiar.
Because it's so easy, and I love to make chicken wings, and I like to make macaroni and cheese roast, and it's just so fast and easy, and I love it.
Have you ever done desserts in there?
Yes, I did. I actually made brownies a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Wow.
I'd love to hear that.
Fantastic.
And I wanted to ask you guys a question. I know that you can can in the 8-quart. Can you use the quart jars or just the pints?
In the 8-quart?
Yes.
The quarts.
Okay, how many can you put in there?
I think it's a 4 or 5.
4 or 5? Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty
I
decent.
wanted to know, but the only thing that I was disappointed in, although I did go online and find it, was I was trying to find the pans, the 5, 6, and 7.
Yep.
You can't seem to find those in a regular store, so I ordered some online. They're not here yet.
Right. Yeah, I did the same thing, and then you can get them out there, but you do want to make sure the diameter is less than 8 inches. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm getting excited to get those so I can do some other things with it.
We're working on something for you too, Diane. So stay tuned.
Oh, okay.
Something
Will do.
exciting.
It'll be probably the fall, but so you might need something in the meantime. But we're
Yeah.
working on something for you there.
Okay, well, that sounds great, and I think my daughters will like it. They're a little
yeah.
bit afraid of it, I think, but with everybody working and having kids.
Yeah, you know what, Diane? I've heard of people who are a little intimidated by it. And I've written this book. I'm working on
That's why
another one right now. And I have
Yeah.
convinced so many people about pressure cooking because I make home cooks test my recipes. So they say, no, I don't want to do it. And I give them a pressure cooker. I give them the recipe. And they're like, wow,
Yeah.
I can't believe how easy that was. And the other advantage, and tell me if you've experienced this too, but to me, when you pressure cook, you get everything into that pot. And then you've got 6-10 minutes. You clean up the kitchen.
Right.
And then you finish
like
the meal, it's delicious, and you're like,
everything's in the
wow,
pot.
everything is clean,
I
too.
know.
I cleaned up.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it's
true.
so easy. Well, your girls will love those, and I'm glad you got the big one coming, and thank you so much for recommending this to everybody who's watching.
I also had a
Appreciate
friend that I had got one. I had sold that one to her, and that's why I got the big one. I had the 6-quart to start with.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I actually, sometimes with your recipes, I either add or take away whatever I like, and it turns out great.
Yeah, you know what? That's the thing. You see, now you are an expert pressure cooker cook. You know the principles, you know what you're doing, and now you're able to do some, playing around. That's exactly what this book, I was hoping, get people comfortable under pressure.
Yeah.
And then, just like you, off like the wind. Love it.
Thank you, Diane.
Right.
We appreciate
Thank
your
you.
call.
You guys have a great day.
You too, dear.
Thanks,
Take care.
Diane.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And a whole lot of rice.
It's great for rice. You can get rice in 6 minutes in a pressure cooker. It's a 1 to 1.5 cup of water ratio. So 1 cup of rice, 1.5 cups of water, 6 minutes, done.
Awesome.
Love it.
All right, stay on the lines. Don't forget the Easy Pay's on your screen. The 4-quart has sold out. We have less than 100 to go around in the 6-quart. Cinnamon only there. We have black, white, or cinnamon in the 8-quart. Both of those on 4 easy payments for today only. You can stay connected with Meredith and Sadie. You can go to Facebook and find Meredith's Blue Jean Chef page there. You can also find her on the Blue Jean Chef on Twitter as well and Instagram. So Meredith will be here off and on throughout the